All right, so let's go ahead and tackle District 8 real quick. So, District 8 is currently represented by Donald Don Bayer Jr., and he's been representing District 8 since 2015. Now, this is a battle district because he has Democrats coming after him. He has a few. He has 4 Democrats coming after him, and he also has 1 Republican contender. So, yeah, Trey.
The
It's
girls are
messy. The
fighting.
girls are fighting. The girls are fighting in District 8. So, Don, he's been a little busy lately. I went to his page to see what he was up to. Last thing that I saw as of this time of this recording is that on July 1st, he did issue a statement along with other representatives after the Trump administration decided not to renew the USMCA. And what the USMCA is, that is the United States Mexico Canada Agreement, which helps us pay less money. And now Americans might see yet another increase in their everyday lives in terms of taxes, and we also might see a significant job loss in several different sectors. So he did speak on that. Other than that, he's just been, doing his job mostly with other people. And
Nothing's
maybe
jumping
that's
out.
why. Yeah, maybe that's why he has constituents coming after him. See, look, we go on both sides. I don't care who you are. You're going to get this work. I don't care which side you are. So maybe that's why he has 4 people going for his chair. And you can find more of what Buyer is up to at buyer.house.gov. That's BEYER.house.gov. Let's go ahead and jump into those 4 Democrat contenders. We have Mo Seifeldine, and I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I hope I pronounced it right. And he says that he is running for Congress to bring change and a fighting spirit back to Virginia's 8th district. He has made history. He is the first Muslim and Sudanese American elected to Alexandria City Council. And he says that he is not just another politician, but he's a neighbor, an advocate, and a principal leader ready to challenge the status quo. So when you go to his website, what I like is that he has an absentee ballot guide. I haven't seen anyone with an actual ballot guide on their website.
We love government officials that give resources
Right. Like
and make
he's
them
giving resources right
accessible.
there before you even get to the part where you can donate to him. I like that. It's the little things.
Take
It
notes,
really is
y'all.
the little things.
We not just bags of money. Don't just ask us to open up our wallets. You got to treat us like humans because you're going to be representing us ultimately if you're able to earn enough votes. But it's like Dee said, it is a small things like that, just providing resources because not everybody knows the inner workings of government. So you just have to be able to provide those resources because you're able to.
And Mo definitely knows the inner workings of government because he was also a former federal attorney. So yeah, he's worked his way in and out. He also, I like how he says in the beginning of his page that he started from McDonald's to, you know, becoming the first Muslim and Sudanese American on city council. Like he's like, I started from the bottom and worked my way up. So District 8, this is who you have going against Bayer.
And then real quick, just for District 8, that is the Northern Virginia area of the
Mhm.
suburbs. We are talking now about Alexandria, Arlington, and Falls Church, as well as a few parts of like Eastern Fairfax County. So when we're talking about District 8, that's when we're creeping up into higher Northern Virginia
Right,
across the
right
Potomac
below
River.
DC.
Right.
Like
We're
right
creeping up in
under
DC.
DC.
So just as a visual for any of our audio listeners, and I also, if you're an audio listener, I definitely recommend that you go to YouTube because
Yes,
there's a lovely
please.
infographic
With
that makes
links.
things a lot easier
Mhm.
as well to navigate and have anything available. So just a quick shameless plug. Dee, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I
No,
just
you're
want to
fine. I love when you
get that part as
yes.
well.
No, jump in and please finish. You can do my maps for the next district too cuz I definitely forgot them both times. But
I got you.
I appreciate you. You can learn more about Mo at moforcongress.com. And it's so easy. Mo for FOR Congress, CONGRESS.com. And next up is Michael Christian Duffin. Now, Duffin is a protester. You go on his website, and the first thing I see is him protesting, and his sign says, Diplomacy matters, feds matter. He's talking about federal workers. He's talking about federal workers. Okay,
For
okay,
clarity.
okay.
Okay.
Because I thought he meant like the FBI, and I was like, oh, where are we going with this? Okay, Duffin, I think you need a better marketing team. I'm not gonna lie. So he says he's running for Virginia's 8th U.S. congressional district because federal workers are under attack. We are failing our traditional allies, and domestic terror hate groups are on the rise. He has been a national security expert with 12 years at the U.S. Department of State. So we have some people that have. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's the Alexandria area. It's that upper Nova area, which is very tech savvy. That's where all of the data centers are. So, not surprised that we have like a lot of these cybersecurity folks coming out and people that have worked in the different state departments. Also, we're in Virginia. So, it's just no surprise. But he has also worked in trafficking. He's worked in counterterrorism, and he has won many awards boosting U.S. diplomacy and keeping the homeland safe, including a Superior Honor Award, a Quality Step Increase, and a Benjamin Franklin Award, among others. So he's been around the world, and hopefully, him being around the world can help with him representing people here at home in the 8th District.
It is really interesting, especially his campaign of cracking down on domestic terrorist groups, especially on the tail end of that hate group that was walking around DC during
The Proud Boys,
that
and
was Proud Boys. They all the
yeah,
same to
they
me.
they are the
So
same.
that happening on the 4th of July weekend during the 250th anniversary of America is, very interesting that we're now talking about politicians that want to do something about that and seeing it as a rising problem. So the timing of it as we talk about it and then what's occurred in the past weekend, just something to think about as well. It's just very, very crazy. And I'm glad to hear that somebody is making that one of the issues that they want to address on their platform as well.
And just real quick, speaking about the Proud Boys, I don't understand how an organization that not only has to pay over $1 million for hate crimes, but also lost their name to a black church in DC is still allowed to just walk around and do whatever they want. It's very odd. So, yes, hopefully there is some help with that. And if you're in District 8, make sure you remind Duffin of that. But he probably knows already. And maybe that's exactly who he is talking about when he speaks about domestic terrorists. So if you want to learn more about Duffin, go online to Duffin for VA. And that's DUFFIN, the number 4, not the word, but the number 4, VA.com. All right. And our next constituent, Adam Dunnigan. He's a former Marine, ex-CIA, and he is dedicated to living a life of public service. Okay, so he might work well with Governor Spanberger if he's ex-CIA. And he says that Washington is profoundly broken. Okay, right into it. I like that. He says money and backroom power networks conspired to create a permanent political class, and we are suffering the consequences. Oh,
Oh, hold
District
on.
8, y'all got some people.
They got some heavy
I'm
hitters.
I don't think Bayer is gonna stay in office.
From
If
what
District
I'm
8 is paying
hearing.
attention to who is up for election, I don't think that man has a chance.
Mm, just that opening sentence, you came out
Like, you came
swinging.
out swinging, and he says he served almost 2 decades in the Marine Corps and the CIA. So, of course, he has knowledge of that. But if you are talking against, your organizations, I can rock with that. I see you. District 8, y'all got to pay attention. Y'all got to pay attention. So he says that District 8 is already long overdue for a new generation of leaders before the Trump era, and now more than ever, he wants to fight the corporate greed that hollows out our local communities to build more data centers. That's what I love to hear. I love to hear it. He also wants to see more elected officials who will defend U.S. aid and American soft power while being dog walked into forever wars or a genocide in Gaza. He's swinging.
Hard.
He's swinging. Even if he doesn't win, I would love to see what else he does in the public service sector. I'm going to be following you, Adam. So if you want to learn more about Adam, go to www.adamforcongress.com. So that's Adam, the number 4. We have a few candidates that like just it's number 4. So ADAM, number 4, Congress, CONGRESS.com. His website is really nice. I like the orange and the blue. It reminds me of home back in Detroit.
It reminds me of UVA because this is the exact color scheme for that as well. Not to say you biting they whole
No,
thing,
maybe he's
but
a UVA
mhm.
grad. Oh wow. And then if you go to he has his events set up in the Google Share calendar
Oh.
on his website that you can just click on and you can see what he's doing, where he's at. He has a lot of things scheduled. He's actually going to be at a comedy show tonight at the El Rey Comedy Show. So if you guys are in that area, go see him at the El Rey Comedy Show. Tomorrow morning, he'll be at a Canvas launch over in Arlington. And then he'll also be at the Arlington Dems Picnic and Stroll on Wednesday, July 15th. He has a volunteer meetup and policy talk from 7 to 10 p.m. So go talk to your potential congressman, guys, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. So again, adamforcongress.com, ADAM number 4 congress.com. And last but not least, we have Lorena Berner. So sorry if I'm butchering your last name. She is running to represent District 8, and I'm not sure if it's my computer malfunctioning right now, but as I'm scrolling down the website, okay, it's not my computer malfunctioning because the website is not the most accessible, but that's something that could be quickly rectified with a good department, or you can honestly just go on Canva. But every time we try to scroll, it's blocking everything. Miss Bruner, you have to get you someone that knows how to make a website.
Yeah, because when we try and scroll, the top portion is just scrolling down to the middle of the screen. It makes it a little bit hard. Just constructive criticism.
I believe she's also using AI. If you go to the list of congressional candidates, it has all of the candidates listed. It says meet your future leaders, introducing the candidates for Congress, which is great because we have somewhere where District 8 can go and read everyone's stuff, but that's you're not supposed to promote everybody.
And then the wording is just also a little odd.
Mm-hmm.
Meet your future leaders, baby. Only one of y'all is gonna make it through the primary.
Yeah.
So again, this is all constructive. One thing I would definitely do, change your website.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you're gonna keep the other candidates, reword it, because meet your future leaders make it sound like all of you guys are going through in
Yeah.
some capacity.
And that's
That's not how
not,
that works in a
no.
primary. Only one of you guys will be able to be on the ballot for November. So it just website aside, I would say, well, not website aside, talking about the website, let's revamp that,
Mm-hmm.
but let's get into like
ASAP.
some of the issues that Bruner is also going over and what her campaign is about.
It's honestly hard for me to. But what I have found is that she's a former vice president of public policy and board member for the American Association of University Women of Virginia State. So she's very active in public policy. She's also focused on federal education, on policy and advocacy for women and families. And she has a background in education, military family advocacy, and local political activism. So she's very active in her local community. It seems like she's going to keep doing that because in 2019 and 2023, she ran for local office for Stafford County. Now, I tried to see if she had any upcoming events, possibly a way that you could speak with her. She was at an event on July the 1st, but so far I don't see anything else. But you guys can definitely contact her at contact at Lorena Bruner for Congress.com. So that's contact CONTACT at Lorena LORENA Bruner BRUNER for Congress. Spelling this time FORCONGRESS.com. I really wanted to, know more about her. She's the only black woman running for District 8.
Yeah, I was very interested to see, especially when we were going into her background a little bit. So, District 8, I definitely hope you guys have the opportunity to meet Miss Bruner and like get more information on everything and kind of see what she's about because I'm very interested. And it seems like they've had forums in the past. They had one at the end of June and then early July. So hopefully they may be able to squeeze one more in right before the primaries to kind of see what's going on. But yeah, definitely tap in and kind of see what's going on with that.
Yeah, and her website is Lorena Bruner for Congress. So that's LORENA BRUNER for Congress.com. And last but not least, the Republican contender for District 8, and that is Tony Sabio. So Tony Sabio is also very active in the community. He is a veteran, a national security professional, a quote Reagan conservative, and he wants you to donate today. What's a Reagan conservative?
Ooh, I gotta keep it cute.
We do have to
Ooh,
keep it cute. We're almost done, Trey. We're almost done.
ooh.
We're almost done.
Just as soon as I heard that, I wish you could have seen my face. I recoiled in pain hearing that. That when I hear Reagan, I only hear things derogatory. So Reagan conservative is completely derogatory to me. This is my opinion. To me, we do not represent WNSB Hot 91.
We don't. We just use their YouTube every now and then.
So please keep that in mind. These are our opinions. Do what you will.
So Tony says that he is running for Congress because he believes government should work for the people it serves. And too often it feels like Washington is focused on politics instead of results.
Mind you, sorry, I need to go back to Reagan conservative. Mind you, Reagan literally destroyed this country
With his politics.
Decades before I was even born.
We are
And we're still seeing the
still
repercussions
seeing-
of that. Oh my gosh. Like, let's be for real. Let's just be for real. Let's be for real, please.
So he has day one bills that he wants to implement that include energy and power, jobs, small businesses, a safe and secured America, and affordable health care. Now, when he says a safe and secure America Act, he wants to protect what matters most, and that includes securing borders, safe communities, reliable infrastructure, protection from foreign influence, economic strength, and respect for law enforcement. He says that weakness invites instability. Well, I believe this is what ChatGPT is saying, but on his website it says that weakness invites instability and America must restore strength abroad while rebuilding confidence at home. Me personally, I just want a representative that's worried about what's going on here at home. But I'm not in District 8. So, District 8 people, if you want to learn more about Sabio, you can go online to sabioforcongress.com. He also would love if you wanted to host a coffee and conversation with him. So, he has a tab for that as well. If you want to host an event for him before the primaries or maybe even after the primaries, go to oh, yeah, because he doesn't have a primary. So
He's on the ballot.
he's on the ballot.
For November. Keep that in mind.
If you want to host an event for Sabio to tell you more about his politics or lack thereof, go online to his website at Sabio for Congress. That's SABIOFORCONGRESS.com.
I got some people up in that area too. I need to send this section over to them.
Absolutely. Guys, even if you aren't in the districts that we're talking about, make sure you send the videos that your friends' districts are in. So say that you're in District 6 and your friend is in District 3, make sure you send them that video for District 3.
Be inclusive.
Please.
Send it to everybody. So speaking of districts, we are going to move on to District 9. So District 9 covers the southwestern portion of Virginia. So this is the area, this includes the city of Salem, as well as towns such as Abingdon and Blacksburg. So we are on, I like to call it the little triangle of Virginia. So that southwestern portion, that is where we're looking at now.
Not the Williamsburg Triangle, not the historical triangle.
No, not the historical
not
triangle.
We
We're
already
talking
did
about
that.
Yeah, we're talking about at least 3 hours
north.
away from that. So just keep that in mind as you go further west. That's where we're talking about. That district has been represented by H. Morgan Griffith, who is a Republican who's been in that position since 2011. So there is no Republican primary. He's just going to be on the ballot for November. This district will be holding a Democratic primary. So the contenders that we have, I'll start with the first one, Mr. Douglas Crockett. So with Mr. Crockett, y'all already know my gripe with immediately asking me for money. I ain't got it. So
ask somebody else to do it.
Ask somebody else because I ain't got it. So with Douglas Crockett, just a few things that I want to get into specifically with the issues. So he mentions affordability, jobs in the economy, local opportunities for living the dream. This is something that interests me when I read it is focusing mainly on affordable education, popular recreation, and suitable employment per his website. And so, with this specifically, he wants to invest more money into affordable parks, schools, colleges, and universities to allow for upward mobility. So I can get behind that one. He's also focused on public safety, America's brand. So with America's brand, sorry, I'm just going over what piques my interest when I look at these platforms, which I always say, y'all go to their websites as well. Get full information because we can only do so much. But his take on America's brand is that government officials need to provide moral leadership in the world. It says that America's God given strength creates a responsibility to provide that moral leadership. So he's saying that the nation is influenced by faith. We owe God gratitude and to use our place in the world for good and not for evil. So that kind of goes back to our previous conversation of separating church and state.
Because everyone does not follow your religion.
They are blending together just a little bit,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to different campaign promises. So that's just something to keep in mind. And so far, we've covered, affordability, public safety, local opportunities for living the dream, America's brand. And then he also covers like things like healthcare. So I can only go over so much, but I definitely recommend taking a look at his website. There's not too much that I would say. The only thing is, I went to the endorsements tab because I thought it would have like testimonies from current government officials kind of saying, hey, I stand with Douglas Crockett or anything. No, the endorsements tab is actually if you wanted to add your endorsement to the
Oh,
website, not
oh,
endorsements that are
oh
already
my.
there.
Okay.
So I'm
Is
not
he new?
I'm not sure, but I'm not seeing any endorsements. So nobody's been adding anything up there. But
Interesting.
yeah. So if you want to learn more about Douglas Crockett and kind of get a feel for who he is and what he stands for, you can find his information at crocketnow.com. So that's CROCKETTNOW.com. And then the next contender that we have is Mr. Adam Murphy. So with Adam Murphy, one thing I do like about his website, he has all the dates that you need to be aware of and not a countdown like us, but he has the specific dates of early in-person voting, mail-in voting, as well as the primary election. And it looks like he also has links on how to register, and these links take you directly to vote.elections.virginia.gov.
I love it.
So very resourceful, very, very resourceful. That's something that I like. And then with Mr. Adam Murphy. So his big quote is that, quote, the system is rigged against the average American. I'm tired of seeing Americans crushed. So he is very focused on his constituents, and he points out the fact that 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and he wants to change this and make things more affordable for the residents in his district if elected. So some of the issues that he will be facing, um he talks about hospitals closing. So keep in mind this is the southwestern portion of Virginia. It's a little bit more rural. He talks about how the big beautiful bill kind of destroyed healthcare in that area and accessibility to hospitals. A lot of hospitals closed down or they will start closing down within the next few years, and he wants to address that issue. He's also talking about the rising costs of living, which has been no joke all across the board, but he just wants to tackle those issues specifically in his district. Stagnant wages, AI data centers coming to Southwest Virginia. He says that AI hyperscale data centers are trying to infringe on the natural beauty of the Appalachians. So it sounds like he's very against data centers, which keep it up,
You know, I love to hear it.
keep it
I
up.
love to hear it. I love to see it.
And then talking about human rights issues that have been going on, decaying infrastructure. There's a whole bunch and it's very organized on his website. So definitely take a look. You can find everything you need on murphy4va.com. So that's MURPHY, the number 4, and VA.com. Then next, we have Joy Powers for the Democratic Party. So, who is Joy? So she's very family oriented and she spent her time serving the public. So she was the superintendent of the Bedford County Fair. She was a member of the Bedford County Agricultural Economic Development Advisory Board. I know that's a mouthful, but she's also a founder of Restore the Harvest, which is focused on sustainable agriculture and education on resources. And like I was saying, a foster care parent and an advocate and a small business owner. So to me, it seems like a lot of her background, she is very focused on the environment as well and promoting agricultural change for Southwest Virginia. She lists her synopsis of her campaign under what she calls the home plan, the HOME plan. And that's all of her priorities for the campaign. And it's four main parts. So, number one is rural healthcare. So, that is something like Adam Murphy she is addressing. She wants to make sure that Southwest Virginia they have access to sufficient healthcare for the residents. Point number two is agriculture and farmland and protecting the land that grows our crops. And she just wants to make sure, we have food to eat. That is very important. Number three is addiction recovery, which you don't see too many politicians talk about too much. They talk about, the issues with drugs coming in, but they don't talk about how we can fix the issues that drugs cause as well. And addiction is one of those things. So it's interesting to see this being one of her priorities. She wants to expand housing in communities and have job training for anyone that is seeking treatment for any addictions that they may suffer from. And she actually has multiple parts. It's not just four. So this home plan, I was a little bit mistaken. My apologies. The home plan goes over all of her priorities, and she has 10 listed so far. So I'm going to continue. So we're on point number four, jobs in the industry. Number five, she talks about the infrastructure and broadband. Number six being affordable living. Number seven being food security. Number eight being education and training. And then number nine, childcare and workforce. While ultimately number 10 being veterans and service members. So her website definitely is very organized. It does a good job of breaking down everything that you may need to know about these certain issues. And then she also has I would say like a frequently asked questions portion as well under her issues tab. And these are some common questions that you may ask any politician when it comes to running. So there's different questions like, are you anti-gun? Are you pro-LGBTQ? How do you feel about public schools, data centers, everything like that? So you kind of learn more about her stances. So that's a nice addition to her campaign as well. Definitely go through and read these questions, read these responses, and kind of get a feel for her campaign and if her platform speaks to you as well. So all of her information can be found at joy4va.com. So that's joyforva.com. And last but not least, this is a little bit different. So we also have an oh, do you like want to say something?
When I was putting this together, I didn't realize until after I was done putting it together. I was like, is this person real?
What do you mean?
Look at the name.
Oh, Michael Jackson.
They're an independent
So
without a website.
yeah,
There's no
so
website.
so going into the last contender, and you beat me to the punch. You really did. Um, so we have one independent candidate that'll also be running in this primaries, and this is not a joke. This is actually serious. His name is Michael Jackson, and he is an independent. So doing some research, I could not find an official website, but he can be found on Ballotpedia, which is me and D's go-to backup source as well. Ballotpedia.org. You'll type in Michael Jackson, spelled just like the famous artist. And he plans to also run in the 9th congressional district. I'm going to see if he has any campaigning, but I'm
I don't
not.
think so.
Yeah, I
I don't
haven't
think
I
so.
haven't seen anything outside of the fact that he's independent, but I do see something from politicalcandidatedirectory.com just a little bit of background information on Michael Jackson. He's currently a doctoral student at Liberty University studying behavioral health leadership and currently working in the mental health field. So he's worked in substance abuse fields and kind of understands the struggles of addiction and poverty. So this shapes his experience and his beliefs in working in strong communities and building a strong community. According to political candidate directory.com, quote, the experience shaped his belief that strong communities are built through both compassion and accountability by creating pathways for people to rebuild their lives while still expecting dedication, responsibility, and follow through. End quote. I would like to see more on his actual campaign promises. This is all I was able to find in the research, unfortunately. But, well, there is no but. I really couldn't think of anything. There's no but. I'm
There's a
sorry.
but. So we haven't covered all of the independents in every district, but there are 13 different independents running throughout the entire 11 districts. But we will give you guys an entire separate what's on the ballot for those independent candidates specifically because they really don't like independents running. On the official Virginia website, there's only the Democratic and the Republican primaries. They don't, well, of course, that's it, but they don't also tell you that you're going to also see other names on your general election ballot. And if you didn't know that you were going to see those names, well, how would you know to look at their campaigns? So we're going to make sure we do our due diligence and also give you that. But since these people are not going to be on a primary in the first place, you guys can wait a little bit for that.
It will come eventually, but right now we got to focus on the big ticket items. So that's everybody that'll be in the primaries for District 9. Again, whoever wins the Democratic primary will be going against H. Morgan Griffith in November. So one last time, we have Douglas Crockett, Adam Murphy, Joy Powers, and Michael Jackson, who is running as an independent.